Earbuds, man.
They're not your friends.
Back to the radio podcast. My name's Austin. I'm joined by Devin.
Hello.
And Geoff.
Hello.
Feeling all right, buddy?
My arm hurt. My wallet hurt.
You're back.
I'm back.
More metal in your body.
Now 50% of my limbs are augmented with metal.
It's pretty sweet.
Hell yeah. Cyberize your whole body,
Robot
bro.
arms.
Yeah, man.
I want metal in my bones. I want to be like the Wolverine.
Well,
Adamantium.
He
I'm
can't
working on
go
it.
to the airport.
I probably could.
The Wolverine doesn't need to go to the airport, though.
He can't, fly.
No, he just, sticks his claws into an airplane, though.
That's
He
not
would
how
just
you make
cut through it.
airplanes fly.
He's like, hold on. Or
He's heavy.
He's very
can't
heavy.
swim.
Professor X will send him a fucking
Bill?
X-Men plane.
That's just like a blackbird. You can't just take a blackbird anywhere you want to go.
Sure you can.
Black Hawk, please.
No.
No, it's
sorry,
like
Blackbird.
a
Yes.
That is Blackbird.
SR-71
Blackbird.
spy plane.
Well,
Planes are
welcome to our X-Men podcast.
Yes. The Wolverine, he's cool.
He is pretty
he's
cool.
also cool.
I had surgery.
Just like the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't all at once. Mine's been spread out over the course of 10 years. Slowly.
It's cool, though. You don't have his healing capabilities.
I sure don't. That would be very helpful. Might not have needed the metal at all if I did.
Your bones would have healed weird.
You're probably right.
It's a bad deal. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, that's why I got the surgery.
You know what else you don't want to be doing? Having a podcast where you said that you were going to do a thing and you didn't do a thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
that'd be
imagine
bad.
what that'd be like.
Well, welcome to it, boys.
Oh.
What?
What's Formula E?
It's the premier electric motor sport.
And their tickets go on sale tomorrow
And yes,
for New York.
the New York tickets, as of recording, are on sale, or
As of
on
release.
on release. Tickets are on sale for the New York E Pre, and so hopefully I have them now.
How much are they?
They don't tell you.
Yeah.
What?
We'll find
They're not
out
on
tomorrow.
sale yet, so they don't tell you how much they are. I want to say they were like $100 when I looked last year. So, cheap.
Nah.
It's 2 days. It's 2 races.
I feel like I've gotten a 3-day pass for Formula One for $150, and that's a good motorsport.
Yeah, but that is just general admission. I want to say it was like bleachers for $100. Like 120 maybe. I don't remember. I'll let you know next time how much I spent on Formula E.
Okay.
But also speaking of Formula E, I haven't had the time to watch any. So I'm now 5 races behind on my Formula E.
To be fair, you had to go to hospital with your brother.
I mean, I just left him there, but yeah.
You know,
You're not supposed to do that.
let's talk about that for a minute. This, I was like, okay, I'm going in for an arm surgery. This is not a big deal. So I was like, just drop me off at the hospital and I'll let you know when they can get me. They were really into hey, who do you want us to call? I'll be cognizant later. It'll be fine.
No, you won't.
And they called him at 11 o'clock in the morning while I'm probably just in the background. Hey, he's out of surgery. And he was like, okay, cool. What does that mean?
Yeah,
That means go fucking get him.
No, I didn't leave until 5 p.m.
So they're like, hey, you can go get him in an hour. And an hour and a half passed. I was like, hey, Geoff, what's up? And he sent me a half nonsense text. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just wait to hear back on this.
You still take him home when he's like.
And then he called me at 5. It's like, they're letting me go.
Yeah, they were not ready to let me go.
So yeah, he was there for 12 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
There were extenuating circumstances.
I was like, why? Like, she called, and I surprised I answered the phone, because why would you ever answer a phone call? But then I was like, why the fuck did the hospital call me?
Your brother's in the fucking hospital.
Like,
you answer the phone.
I was like, is he dead? Like, why would they call me on his arm surgery?
Somebody is supposed to be there.
Why?
Like, the whole... Because what if something happens?
That's fine.
Then they call me.
Yeah.
No.
And say, do you want to resuscitate? And I'm like, no.
Please resuscitate.
No, never.
Spend 12 hours. I wouldn't ask anybody to spend 12 hours up there with my comatose ass.
Sure, you just take your Nintendo Switch and you just
He don't even have one.
play it for 3 hours before
And also,
it dies.
he's broken.
No, it's like he's...
You.
Oh,
in this
yeah.
hypothetical scenario.
Because that's your brother.
Nah.
Like, you could have gone and, like, gotten lunch.
I went home and tried to sleep and then didn't. Because I had to get him there at like fucking 5:30 in the morning. So I got home and laid in bed for like 2 hours. And then got up and... I think I got work done. Yeah, I worked. I did work that day.
You don't have a job.
I do work, though.
I don't believe you.
Technically, I'm employed. Technically, I'm self-employed.
It's a bad life.
It sure is.
It's not good.
Sure ain't.
It's also really good, though. Like, not yours, but, like, mine. I miss it.
What?
Oh, your life?
No, my self-employment.
Oh, was it really good? You seemed really stressed out all of the time.
Yeah, but, like... Check this out.
No.
No, check it out.
What?
If I wanted to go to the U.S. Grand Prix, I just did it.
Yeah.
What are we talking
Now
about?
I have to ask, and
Yeah.
they might say no,
It's true.
and that sucks.
It does suck.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah, with my new job, I'm going to be unable to go to any race except for ones that take place in the summer or winter, which there ain't none in the winter, so... It's going to be a bunch of England and Canada over my way.
Good news is you'll already be in a place to...
Yeah, I might just take the train to Canada.
That sounds like a bad time. I read an article.
About
Speaking of
trains?
I read an article. It's from my favorite automotive journalist, Jalopnik.
Okay.
About...
It's not a journalist.
Mr. Jalopnik himself?
Yep, Mr. Jalopnik himself wrote an article about riding a train.
Seems fucking awesome. Trains rule.
It took him 26 hours to get from, like, I think it was, like, Chicago to Detroit, whereas, like, a plane would have been, like, 2 hours, and the tickets cost the same money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he said it was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't
None
know.
of this is surprising
Yeah.
so far.
Trains are fucking cool, though.
Yeah, trains fucking rule. I love them.
I don't know that I'd say that they rule.
I am, like, pretty into trains in a weird way.
Yeah, trains are awesome. Like,
Is there, like, a train racing? Like, you know,
I mean, they're on rails.
Plane, trains, and automobiles.
like slot cars?
Yeah, it's just called train tracks. They're always on them.
I mean,
Sometimes they're not. That's a real bad deal. Like, it happened in the Texas Panhandle a couple weeks ago. Like, fucking train blew off a bridge.
yeah, I was kind of surprised, actually, at how expensive a train is. Because it is basically just as much as a plane ticket. Except you've got less flexibility.
It's because America has really poor rail infrastructure.
I think...
Because the railways own all the rail lines.
Yeah.
And the government does not own hardly any of it.
That's... Yes.
Because
I don't want to talk about it.
No, but I mean, the reason for it is because the privately owned rail line's going to be like, fuck off, like, we're using this right now. It turns out railways don't allow for more than one thing on it at a time very well, unless you just have more than one line, so that's, like, they put their own stuff as precedence over anything else. Like, the French are pretty good at this, as it turns out.
What about Amtrak?
Amtrak sucks shit, because they don't have any money.
That's who would take me from New York to Canada.
That's who can take you from here to Dallas.
It would only be 8 hours and like $120.
I do kind of want to take the train from, like, Chicago to San Francisco or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like $40.
What?
Yeah, I think so.
Show me this later.
Daniel, hit Austin up.
That's my good friend Daniel. He's a good man. He was trolling on 10 Tenths.
He brought me soup.
He's a good guy. I like him.
To both points.
He's like a top tier dude. Like, I'm not saying he's like top 5, top tier.
He went to Lupe Tortilla, so he's pretty up there in my book.
Yeah, you know who didn't go to fucking Lupe Tortilla? Adam Nielsen. So
You messed up, mate.
you fucked up.
You know what? To me, Daniel is number 1 in the F1 Fantasy GP right now.
That
was a nice pivot.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
was a nice pivot.
Thank you.
You
know who's a little further down than that?
You?
Me.
Where are you at right now?
I'm pretty close to the
I
top.
think we have 15 people, 12 or 15 people.
We have 17,
Oh, neat.
and I'm 14th.
Nice.
I bet on Ricciardo, and I bet on Pierre Gasly on my team.
You're fucking up.
So for this one race, it was a bit bad, but I'm going to bounce back from this.
I also have Daniel Ricciardo.
Actually, I think I've got Red Bull on my... I don't think I've got Pierre Gasly. I don't remember what my team is anymore because I've changed it a few times.
You've used emotion to choose your team, though, correct?
And logic. I've used my brain. It's a good one.
Use your heart.
That's also in my brain, though.
That's sick, dog.
Yep.
My wife is beating all 3 of us.
She sure is.
Yeah. But Daniel's beating her, so... And I feel like Daniel's an extension of us. Because we've taught him everything he knows.
He's a member of the podcast. He's like in the rotating chair.
Yes.
That rotated once.
Yes.
Twice. He's been on 2 episodes, I think, right?
Once. One episode.
Yep.
What happened to me?
You were there, too.
You guys were not there.
Oh, okay. I remember what
Wait,
happened.
wasn't Jeff there?
No. Neither of us
Neither
were there
of you guys
for
were there.
things that happened at the beginning of the year.
So, yeah. Daniel's a good guy, though.
Yeah.
I like him. I suppose.
Speaking of good guys, Luca D'Arenalio. I don't remember what this Italian man's big long name is.
Spit it out.
But he says Fernando Alonso's a punk ass, and Alonso was like, he never said that to me. And that's pretty much that whole news story. Luca Di Montezemolo.
He used to run Ferrari.
He used to run Ferrari. And he was like, yeah, Alonso's great when he's winning and not so great when he's not winning. And then, like, Alonso said that he never said that, even though that's a quote just in this podcast. So, I don't know. It is very much a non-story, but there's no news this week.
There is some news, and that's that Bahrain has 3 DRS zones.
That's a nice pivot.
It is. We're at Bahrain this weekend.
What time is it at, Geoff?
10 a.m. Central Time, both Saturday and Sunday, which is very nice.
Yeah. Sleep in a little bit.
For sure.
But not too much.
Yep.
Where is Bahrain?
Close to the Bering Strait. No.
I don't...
that is not the thing. What is the name of that?
Bahrain?
I tripped him up.
You talking about... Like the...
Hang on, I'm trying to zoom out on my maps with just one hand and it's taking a minute.
The Tigris and Euphrates?
Your
the Persian Gulf?
Still work. You figured it out yet, buddy?
Okay, it's over there where I thought it kind of was. Whoops.
Oh, it's a little island.
It is a
little island.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes sand gets on the track.
Oh, yeah, I did know that, though. I did know that.
Sometimes
Kimmy's like, race. I'm walking out here.
Yeah, it's east of Saudi Arabia.
Where's that?
On the east side of the Red Sea.
Which is?
East of Egypt.
There you go. Where's Egypt?
I gotta say,
on the northeast side of Africa.
This is about to sound super dumb. I don't know if Saudi Arabia is in Asia or Africa. Like, is that little part, is that Africa?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's Africa.
No.
But I'm not positive.
It's on the Asian continent.
But it is connected to the African continent.
It's like connected to the Asian continent, too.
That's what I'm saying. They're, like, both connected, so it's like...
But just, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's part of the Asian continent.
Suez Canal is what I was thinking of, not the Bering Strait. Boy,
What were you thinking?
You were way away from it.
Where the fuck's the Suez Canal?
Next to Egypt.
The Bering Strait's over there by Alaska.
Yes.
It's like we don't race
Land
up there.
bridge. People talk about the Bering Strait, and they're like, people crossed over on the... Although I think that actually was recently like... Actually, no, we did some more research, and nah, that's not... People didn't cross that land bridge. But I could be totally misremembering.
Yeah,
Welcome to our fun history
I
facts.
just listened to a bunch of shit about that, and I would be curious to know what it is that you looked at that said otherwise.
I don't recall. Also, I always found it weird that they called it a land bridge.
As opposed to what? A sea bridge?
Like, why specify land?
Because
Like it's a
made out of
bridge.
land. It's not made out of a bridge. They didn't make a bridge. Just the land.
It's just a
happened-
natural bridge.
Yes. Also known as a land bridge.
A land bridge just sounds weird, man.
Land party.
So Bahrain,
Yes.
predictions.
The way you said Bahrain sounded... The
Bahrain.
way you said so Bahrain,
So Bahrain.
sounded like Sabaro, which is a
That's a bad
nasty
pivot.
pizza place.
That's
Don't talk bad about Sbarro.
Oh, it's so oily. It's...
Sometimes you just want a good greasy pizza. And sometimes you just want a slice of it. And sometimes you want that slice of it to be 8 inches wide.
It's true.
he's not wrong.
I mean, you can want it and also
Sometimes
acknowledge
you
that
want
it's gross. Yeah.
Like-
There you go. It's like anytime you go to the Taco Bell.
I did that last night.
Bet you did.
Because you were like, I would like to eat some garbage.
I
Yeah.
bet nobody gets a bone broken this year.
What?
It's my prediction. Kimi broke somebody's leg last year.
Oh. Right. Woof.
That's a bold prediction.
Is it? I feel like it's a pretty safe prediction.
Haas fucked their shit up.
Well, only 50% of the way.
Well, I guess Kimmy will just fracture somebody's leg this year.
Just a foot. No, Kimi's on a different team. It wasn't his fault
It wasn't.
That's true.
at all. They said go. He drove.
Who wins?
The viewers.
Viewers like you and me.
Charles Leclerc.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That's not gonna
I
happen.
don't think that's going to happen.
Good.
I'm pretty sure he has team orders to not pass Vettel.
What if he is on pole and Vettel crashes into Lewis?
They're gonna have to find a lot of speed in 2 weeks to be on pole.
They might. Different tracks for different cars,
Same cars.
Same cars.
but different cars perform better at different tracks. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I don't remember well enough to know if Ferrari is historically better here.
Ferrari could not get it pulled off. No, Ferrari. It was Bottas that couldn't pull it off last year.
I do.
Trying to hunt down Vettel at the end of the race.
Yeah, I think Vettel has the most like poles and wins at Bahrain. I want to say. There's a maybe fact for you.
Great.
So maybe
You're tossing out lots of maybe facts. on
maybe
this podcast.
he'll do it again. Or Charles Leclerc.
I would sure like to see him win a race.
Yep, I bet we will at one point this year.
Probably.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more pivot.
All right.
We're gonna pivot over to Cota.
All right.
IndyCar was at Cota.
I saw that they treat track limits as a very different thing.
Yeah, the curb means nothing.
There's ground on the other side of that curb, so they're driving on it.
Yep.
Did they do that regularly, or was it
Yes.
just that
Yes.
one time?
Nope.
And that was established like before the weekend even started. Like, yo, you can do this.
Huh.
They were, like all four wheels way over the curb.
Weird.
Like 30 foot away.
Ah.
Like it was a lot.
I can't remember if you just said this, but we're talking about IndyCar was at Cota for the first time ever.
Yes.
Did you watch this?
I watched highlights.
'Cause you said you were going to watch it.
I was working.
Yeah. Sometimes we all can't do the things that we say we were going to.
You know, you just got done saying that you couldn't watch it because you had to take your brother to hospital, but
Uh-huh.
you went home and went to sleep.
I tried
You
to
didn't
sleep.
Go fucking back up there until he called you at 5 o'clock.
That's true. I was working.
So, were you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you have it
Thank you.
this time, but you do have to watch some Formula E.
Speaking of trains, you might be able to hear one right now.
The fucking window's open, but you know what you can't hear? It's my fucking computer.
Yeah,
So,
finally, quote unquote, fix that.
I hodgepodge the shit out of that. So we'll see if this podcast is a thing for much longer, if my computer just burns up. One or the other.
So anyway, IndyCar, how'd Santino Ferrucci do? How'd Alexander Rossi do?
P3, I think?
How did... that's the only people I know that are in IndyCar. Santino Ferrucci, retire, bitch.
Felix Rosenquist welcomes
Oh,
IndyCar's
yeah.
Cota track limit approach.
I remember Rosenquist. I can't remember if I recognize him from Formula E or
Formula
Super
E.
GT or Super Formula or all of the above.
It's Formula E.
I want to say he
So,
is maybe in Super GT also.
a young man by the name of Colton Herta won the first race at Cota for IndyCar. Also the youngest race winner in IndyCar history.
How old is he?
I think he's 18 or 19 years old.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, he's 18 years old, 11 months and 25 days he won, which is kind of neat. We'll just keep putting babies in race cars. But that's a neat thing. Willpower was on pole. He's got the coolest fucking name.
What about Scott Speed?
He also raced in IndyCar, but I don't know where he came in the race. But yeah, I watched some highlights of it. I need to sit down and watch the whole race. It's got Lee Diffie's dumbass fucking hooping and hollering over it. So
Fantastic. That sounds like something
time.
that would be enjoyable.
I like Cota.
Yeah, it's good.
So I just time,
Keeps on slipping.
into the future.
Yes. As Seal once
I
said?
don't know, man.
I want to say that's a Seal song.
I only know that song from Space Jam.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, when's Space Jam 2 coming out?
I'm sorry, there's a Space Jam 2?
Yes, it has LeBron James in it.
Oof.
Yeah, it's bad deal.
What's you guys' problem with LeBron James?
Do we really need to revisit Space Jam?
I mean,
No.
you seemed interested until I said LeBron James.
No, I'm not interested in this at all.
Well, I don't see why not.
Because
Don't you
we
want to
don't-
see Bugs Bunny basketball?
What about
No.
Lola?
I hate this. I hate what just happened. You think Bill Murray will have a cameo?
Nope.
No.
What
Neither
about
will Michael Jordan.
Who are the people that are going to replace the people?
Bugs Bunny as Bugs Bunny.
Wait, what?
Like Bill Murray was in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to be in it.
What about
So who's gonna
that
be in it
fat
instead?
guy from Jurassic Park? Is he going to be in it?
Nope.
Probably not.
I think that guy's dead.
I don't know about that. I mean, I would believe it, but I currently don't.
Geoff will let us know after the podcast because we're shutting it down.
Yeah, short one this week. Relatively, I want to say, but race this week. Excited for Bahrain. It's like is it a night race or is it more of like a dusk race?
It starts at dusk.
Hell yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
Night races are always
I'm
cool.
excited for Bahrain. Make sure you get your fantasy GP predictions in.
Yes.
Stop what you're doing right now. Pull your phone out and do it, or you'll forget.
Yep.
Don't do that shit. Everybody will forget at least one this year.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
He's still alive.
Just barely.
Proud of you, big man.
He's 63.
I was going to say that's older than I would have thought, but I wouldn't have thought is the real secret there.
We changed podcast hosts.
No, you're still running it.
No, like who
Services.
hosts our audio. That was a bad joke.
Thank you.
That was a bad joke.
Yes.
So if you're on iTunes, you're good.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna stay subscribed. It's fine. If you listen to us on an Android device or on a service that's not Apple iTunes thing,
Well, I think if you listen to us on a service, as long as you're listening to us through that service and not going and retrieving the RSS feed, you should be fine. Does that sound right?
I mean,
would
If you mean Google Play is the service, then I've not looked at Google Play yet. But if you're using an RSS feed, you'll have to switch over to the new one, which you'll be able to find at radialpodcast.com, which goes to our new host. So for the next 30 days, I want to say
21 days from Friday.
So let's say the next 2 podcasts, you'll be fine. But if you don't switch over, then you won't keep.
You're gonna lose us.
We'll disappear.
So
I don't
snapped.
You'll want to.
I want to stay in your life.
You'll want to get that switched over. Yeah. Radialpodcast.com. Also, hatsunemiku.racing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah.
Hatsunemiku.racing doesn't translate though when I just punch it in without http://
Really?
It just
Just
like a
dies?
sentence.
What?
It's like a weird.
What's wrong with your computer? Hatsunemiku.racing is the only way I go, and I would never HTTPS.
How often do you go to our website?
Not frequently, but always Miku. Always
Yeah,
Miku.
it just works for me. Except for that homepage doesn't work very well. But
Yeah, it's down. We gotta fix that right now.
okay,
Yep.
we should fix
Yeah,
it.
you called it out.
Yep.
It's production minute.
It will be fixed.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bahrain.
Yes, Fernando Alonso's racing team is just called Fernando Alonso Racing Team.
Fart.
Yep.